Two men, the same factory,
The same salary, the same city. For 23 years, they worked side by side. Yet when it was all over,
one man walked away with savings of around $127,000,
while the other was
saddled with debt totaling about
$4,200. Their earnings were identical. Their opportunities were virtually the same. Yet the final outcomes were vastly different.
And the reason wasn't luck,
Nor was it a college degree.
or discovering a secret stock that skyrocketed in value by hundreds of percent.
The difference lay in 10 simple
Habits so common.
that most people don't even notice them.
And just wait until we get to habit number 7. That's where we'll uncover a truth about money that often goes unnoticed for decades. It's not about luck. This isn't a story about lucky people, genius investors, or family inheritances.
It's about something far simpler. Small habits practiced repeatedly.
Because wealth is rarely destroyed or created by a single major decision.
Usually, it is the result of thousands of small decisions made every day.
The often overlooked calculation.
Imagine a household that earns over $2 million.
Dollars throughout their working lives. The question isn't simply, how much do you earn? The more important question is, how much do you manage to save?
Money may flow in for decades.
But if every pay raise is immediately transformed into a new car, dining out, impulse purchases,
And an increasingly lavish lifestyle,
a high income doesn't automatically equate to wealth. Wealth emerges when a portion of that income is set aside, invested, and allowed to grow. That is why small habits are so crucial. Let's start with something very close to everyday life. Cars. A new car often looks like a symbol of success. Yet, financially speaking, a car is an asset that typically depreciates in value.
instead of buying a new vehicle with hefty monthly installments,
One could opt for a reliable used vehicle.
the advantages go beyond just the purchase price.
Insurance premiums and registration fees can be lower.
Most importantly,
You avoid paying for the steepest part of a new car's depreciation. Imagine having an extra $772 each month that isn't tied up in car payments. If that money were invested and grew at an annual rate of around 7%, its value could approach $170,000 over 15 years. So, the next time you buy a car,
ask yourself, am I buying a means of transportation, or am I buying a monthly payment? The second habit sounds incredibly boring.
that is precisely its strength.
Choose 4 or 5 main meals to rotate weekly. Monday, pasta.
Tuesday, chicken and rice. Wednesday, tacos.
Thursday, soup.
Friday, fish. Simple. When you know what you're cooking, making a shopping list becomes much easier. You don't wander aimlessly around the supermarket. You don't buy ingredients that end up unused. And you cut down on the small, energy-draining decisions. A simple routine makes it easier to control your spending. Now, open your fridge. How much food is actually in there? Forgotten vegetables, leftovers, meat.
That's been sitting too.
Long, pasta, rice, canned goods. Many households buy new food before using what they already have. Consequently, food spoils and money goes straight into the trash. The solution is simple. Use what you have before buying more. Dedicate 1 week a month to clearing out your food stock. Check the freezer. Open the pantry. Look for ingredients that haven't been touched in a while. Then, create meals using those items. Saving money doesn't always mean buying cheaper products. Sometimes, it simply means stopping the waste of what you've already purchased. Now let's address the coffee debate. The issue isn't really the coffee itself.
It's the cost of repeated convenience.
A coffee from a shop can cost several dollars, whereas making it at home is far cheaper. If the price difference is around $5 a day,
That adds up to thousands of dollars over the course of a year.
and when that money is invested over decades, the power of compounding makes the impact even greater.
The same applies to other drinks, bottled water.
Soda, smoothies, or on-the-go beverages.
Not everything needs to be bought.
Sometimes, you're paying simply because you want something quick and convenient.
People who build wealth don't necessarily miss out on enjoying life. They are simply more mindful about when paying for convenience is actually worth it.
This is arguably one of the biggest money drains for working people. A store-bought lunch can cost between $12 and $18, whereas a homemade meal might cost just a few dollars. The difference seems small.
But do it 5 times a week.
Then for a year, then for 20 or 30 years, the numbers add up to a huge amount.
And it's not just about the office.
Airports, theme parks, trips, and tourist attractions all sell food at prices far higher than the cost of making it yourself. So before you head out, take 15 minutes.
Make a sandwich. Pack some snacks.
Fill your water bottle. You might not feel richer that very day, but small decisions like this keep the money in your pocket. Online shopping is certainly convenient.
And that is precisely the problem.
When your card details and address are already saved, and a single click completes the transaction, almost all barriers vanish. You see something, you want it, click, done. So, try doing the opposite.
For non-essential purchases, introduce some friction.
Delete saved card details. Turn off store notifications.
Remove shopping apps that constantly tempt you. And for purchases above a certain amount, apply a 48-hour waiting rule. If you still need the item after 2 days, reconsider it. If the urge has passed, your money remains safe.
A minor inconvenience can provide major protection for your wealth.
Now, let's move on to a habit that might seem trivial. Clothing.
Many people buy clothes not because their old ones are worn out, but because trends shift,
new styles emerge, or sales pop up.
The result? A closet full of rarely worn garments. A capsule wardrobe flips this pattern. Choose simple.
High-quality pieces that are easy to mix and match. A few pairs of trousers.
A few shirts, 1 or 2 jackets, and shoes you actually wear.
You don't need a huge quantity. The goal isn't to look impoverished.
It's to stop buying things simply because they are trendy. There is another benefit. 2. You reduce the number of decisions you have to make each morning.
The less energy wasted on trivial matters,
the more energy remains for truly important decisions. This is the most crucial change.
Most people follow this system. Receive a paycheck, pay for necessities, shop, and then save whatever is left over. The problem? There is usually nothing left.
As income rises, expenses tend to rise along with it. So, reverse the system. When your paycheck arrives, immediately move a portion into savings and
investments before paying for
things that can wait. Automate this process. Schedule the transfer for the day after payday.
That way, you don't have to make the same decision every month.
Money for your future is secured before it can be spent on anything else. This is one of the most powerful concepts. When your income rises,
do not immediately upgrade your lifestyle.
For instance, if your income increases by $10,000 a year,
you don't have to move to a more expensive house,
buy a new car, or take a pricier vacation right away.
Try maintaining your current
lifestyle for 2 years and invest the
majority of that additional income after 2 years.
You can decide whether upgrading your lifestyle is actually necessary.
This habit prevents lifestyle inflation, because for many people,
the problem isn't that they don't earn enough money. The issue is that whenever they earn more, they immediately find ways to spend more. People who are quietly wealthy often don't just live below their means. They live slightly behind their income level. The final habit isn't about working 18 hours a day.
It's not about hustle culture. It's
about turning something you genuinely enjoy into an
additional income stream. Writing, teaching design, photography, content creation, consulting, repair work,
or any other skill you already possess. Suppose you earn an extra $500 a month. That adds up to $6,000 a year. If that money is invested and grows over time, the final result can be substantial. More importantly, you are no longer entirely dependent on a single source of income. A single job has limits. Relying on one income stream creates a point of vulnerability. A skill that generates money gives you additional options. Let's look at the big picture. Keeping a car longer can save thousands of dollars. Rotating your food stock cuts expenses. Finishing the food you've already bought reduces waste. Making coffee at home saves money daily. Packing a lunch lowers dining costs. Shopping mindfully curbs impulse buys.
A capsule wardrobe reduces clothing costs.
Productive hobbies add income streams.
Each of these seems small.
None of them feel like a get-rich-quick strategy. But when combined, and when the money
saved and earned is invested consistently over decades, the compounding effect kicks in.
That's the part often overlooked. Wealth doesn't always look like wealth while it's being built. Remember Gerald and Rick? They earned the same salary, worked at the same company, and faced the same economic environment. Yet, Gerald made different choices over the course of 2 decades.
He kept his old car, brought his lunch from home, utilized what he already owned, avoided unnecessary spending, and saved money before spending it.
Rick didn't do these things consistently. No single decision ruined Rick's future, just as no single decision made Gerald rich. The difference was built little by little, day after day, over many years.
Here is what you need to remember.
Wealth isn't always built through major decisions. Often, it is built through choices that are too boring to even talk about. Keeping your car longer,
packing your own lunch,
brewing your own coffee, not wasting food,
waiting before you buy, saving before you spend,
Curbing lifestyle inflation.
and finding ways to earn extra income using skills you already possess.
None of these things look cool, but the math doesn't care whether a habit looks cool or not. $50 saved today can grow into a much larger sum over the years.
$100 invested consistently can multiply.
And small decisions, repeated thousands of times, eventually result in a vastly different life. Every day, you are essentially doing one of two things: either taking wealth away from your future self, or building it. There is no neutral ground. Gerald understood this. He simply never overcomplicated it. If you want to quietly build wealth, start with the most boring habits.
Because often, it is the boring habits that yield extraordinary results.